This week, the Nicholl show is in Paris, in France. It's not the Eiffel Tower or the Arc de Triomphe behind me. Instead, we're at the French Institute of Sport in Paris, where the Laureus community has come together for the Global Summit. Loads of big names, plenty of South Africans, and projects from all across the planet coming together to discuss the power of sport for good and how, with Laureus, we can make the world a better place.
Welcome to the 2018 Laureus Global Summit! This is the 5th Laureus Global Summit. 250 people, 135 programs, 35 countries.
I love the fact that what I've been seeing and experiencing is something that is really purposeful and meaningful with the various organizations around the world having come together. It's more about really knowing what each of the individual issues are in different regions and to really see how I can be able to play a more active role to be a part of the solution.
So one of the great things about Laureus gatherings is the Academy members who come to join us, the backbone of our Laureus world. And amongst them, Steve Waugh, Sean Fitzpatrick. Guys, it's such a special week to be here, to see all the projects come together, get a real feel of what happens on the ground at Laureus.
Yeah, and they're so passionate. I mean, the energy and enthusiasm in that room has been amazing.
And there's so many people doing good stuff in this space, and they are the experts, they are the world leaders, and it's changing lives. It's just phenomenal.
Inclusion's been a big topic, gender equality, so it really has been a good learning experience for us as well, just sitting back and just watching people interact and talk on these topics.
We learn something every time we come to these things, and every time we go to a project, more often than not, it's a life-changing experience.
It's those guys on the ground, those guys in the community, so you do knit it all together, make it all work.
They're the coalface. They're the ones doing the work. They're the ones changing lives, and we're there supporting them.
It's obviously going to be a little difficult for the both of you next year as you watch South Africa lift both the cricket and a Rugby World Cup in the same year.
Yeah, is that possible?
I think so, yeah. Okay, well, I hope so. I mean, it's been a while coming, so then maybe it is South Africa's turn. I mean, they generally go in as one of the favourites. Next year they mightn't be the favourites, so perhaps it's your turn.
South Africa's back, well, they seem to be back. I think it's exciting. It's the greatest rivalry in our sport, so long may that continue.
Bringing together organisations, using sport for social development space, creating dialogue. Today I was pretty privy to be on a rather decent panel with regards to talking about inclusivity and inclusion within sport, and not only from a disabled point of view, a colour point of view, a race point of view.
Andre, all the way from Kimberley to Paris, it's quite a journey. How have the last few days been for you at the summit?
I had the opportunity to meet a number of people from different countries doing different things. Most important, same objective, but doing things differently, implementing different programs to ensure that we have a better communities. The inclusion of people with disabilities, that was one of the good sessions, because one would think that you know enough, but when you actually realize there's so many people, there's so many different challenges, and there was an opportunity at the same time to share with one another in order to deal with your challenges that you're having at home.
What's more impressive, the Eiffel Tower or the big hole of Kimberley?
I stay loyal to the big hole.
So one of the things I've loved about this summit is the South Africans have owned the place. They've sung, they've danced, they've made friends everywhere. And as you can see from Mario here, very, very proud flag in place. It's a really awesome opportunity. Come to Paris, represent South Africa.
Yes, as always, and we have the rules, like you said, Dan. We are South Africans, wherever we go, we need to present the country. And I think it's an important responsibility. You always think you're out alone there. But when you come and just listen, sometimes it's just good to listen, and you can see the hurt there is and what work still lies ahead of us all.
In terms of when you get home, what's your message going to be to everybody in your community from what you've taken away out of the summit here?
Yeah, stand up and stand up, and I'm going to lead it. There's so a lot of things that we look and we close our eyes, that we don't acknowledge is there, because we see it but we also don't want to see it. And I'm going to be the one that, take off that cloth that's around our eyes and lead it with all I have. Without 40, but being a bald-headed guy, I'm going to do it.